Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to Football Heritage TV for a chilled out one today. Yesterday was all a little bit crazy and spicy. That's the nature of YouTube. That's the nature of being a football fan. But in brighter news, the transfer window is open. Of course, the transfer window is open. It's January the 3rd. Tottenham Hotspur, who weren't going to buy a goalkeeper, now very much look like we are going to sign one, at least. Even if it's not buying, it looks like we are going to sign one. I'll tell you what, how very rude of me. Look at this. How very rude of me. Not plugging in the main ingredient. There it is. There it is. The Football Heritage. It's like the Batman sign, isn't it? Yeah, what do we make of all this? Look, lots of noise in the last 48 hours has been, oh my God, it's Sam Johnstone. Sam Johnston's signing. Then we're told it's not Sam Johnstone and he has no interest and he's not the right profile of person. Sorry, let me move my chair back to its proper place. Now we're hearing reports of another goalkeeper who's going to be signing. Somebody messaged me this last night, I won't say who, and then woke up and saw that this was flying around the internet this morning. We'll talk about that in a minute. And if you know who I'm talking about, you'll know who I'm talking about. But again, it's all a bit strange to me. When we come to transfer windows, there's going to be thousands of names, isn't there? There's going, maybe not thousands, maybe that's the summer. There's going to be hundreds of names that we're linked with. And very few of them will actually end up signing. So a lot of it is guesswork. A lot of it is hearsay. A lot of it is, he said, she said, they said, he knows him, he knows her, she knows they, all of that nonsense. But what I do know is Spurs need to do something. We need bodies. My concern is that the bodies that we bring on won't actually be any better than anything we've got. And people will go, oh, but backup. Do we need backups? Don't we need some quality in this team? And this has always been my issue with transfer windows. And again, as I said, you'll have transfer windows like we just had in the summer. And people will go, oh, it was good, it's great, it's this. Then when it doesn't work out, it's, oh my God, we didn't back the manager. Then when we have good transfer windows and we say, right, this is now all on the manager. Oh no, but it's never that with Spurs, is it? It's never where we all say, you know what? It's never, as a collective, which is a little plug for my brand new panel show. As a collective, as Spurs fans, do we ever turn around and just go, you know what? Yeah, I like the squad for this season. For what we want to achieve, yeah, the squad is good. And the manager's got no excuse. It's all on the manager. We don't. What we have is we have some people in the summer going, well, this was absolutely dreadful. I.e. me, I think we're going to finish 7th. That person then gets called negative, i.e. me. Then when it's terrible and we're sitting 11th in the table, people are going, oh, you overrate our squad, Savva. I'm like, overrate it? I was called negative for saying it was going to finish 7th. Now I'm overrating it. But what do we do in this transfer window? Look, Sam Johnstone, let's start with that. I mean, all the reports 24 hours ago were, this is the guy. Now it's, no, calm down. It's not the guy. He's not coming. It's not happening. Ali Gold 1 minute said yes, then he said no. And then there's all of these ITKs saying, yes, Sam Johnstone's nearly a done deal. And then it's, no, he's not the right man for Tottenham. And we're going to play this game a lot, aren't we, in the next 31 days? I think there's 31 days left of the window. We're going to play this game a lot. The game of, oh my gosh, guess who's signing? And then they never do. So let's have a little look at a few things, shall we? Before we do, let me say hello to a few people as people start to come in. Big up to Andrew Kane, who became a new member. So did Jonas. So did John London. Big up to you. And so did Vessa O. So good morning and welcome to all of you. Thank you so much. As I said, moving into January now, there will be a members only show every month or so. I do think it's a bit of an overkill when they're every week. So we will have one once a month where all the members can get together. Watch out. I've got loads of cool stuff, as I said, for you. I've got loads of cool stuff coming up. Hang on. I've got loads of cool stuff for you coming up. We've got Spurs reviews. We've got fan calling shows, debate shows, live watch-alongs, preview shows. We've got the Savva and Stell show that's starting. I've got the panel show, The Collective, that starts on Tuesday. And next Friday, I've got some very special guests joining me next Friday. So look out for that one. That should be really, really good. Good morning to Tony Rodriguez. Good morning to Barbaric Disdain. I didn't understand this message. We can't keep sacking managers. Remember, we have no injuries. I don't know what this means. I can't make that make sense in my head. Of course, you can sack managers if they're doing badly. That's life. I don't understand this notion that managers can't be sacked if they're doing badly. It makes no sense. In no other walk of life would that apply. You know, I couldn't go into my day job and someone go, do you know what, Richard hasn't it? Oh, Savva hasn't hit target for 12 months in a row. Oh, but we sacked someone last month. We can't sack him. Life doesn't work like that. These throwaway lines that we can't keep sacking managers. And I don't know how you mean this, so this might not necessarily be aimed at you. Good morning, Mark. I know you're busy this morning. Good luck to you, whatever you're doing, my man. Vinny Rowley. Hello, Mario. How you doing? Ash has said, thank God Johnstone is off. Another fridge. We're going to look at this in a minute. Big up to Mark Taylor. How you doing, Mark? Hope you're well. Big up Adam Jones. Scott Colliver's in the house. Good morning to Mike Pepper. Too darn soulful. And said, I wonder what the scouting and recruitment team do for their money. They should have a ready-to-go shortlist of 6 goalkeepers to scope out. Well, too darn soulful. To be honest, by now, they shouldn't be scoping them out. They should have been scoped out. That's what these people are paid to do all year. So yeah, I agree with you that it shouldn't wait till now. But maybe they are. Look, for all we know, they could be talking to 4 or 5 goalkeepers right now. At the moment, as fans, we just end up, we just have to go with all the noise that we hear. That's what we have to do, don't we? Sorry, bear with me 1 second. Let's see. Why is this not in the middle? Oh, hang on. No, that's the right one. It's a bit big, isn't it? The writing at the bottom. I need to change the size of that. Hang on. Style. Can I change the size of that? Brown color. Can we change that to bubble? Does bubble look better than block? Yeah, let's change that to bubble for a little bit. It looks a little bit neater. I wish it was just a bit smaller. Font. No. Okay, that'll do. Where are we? We have got Bella in the house. Nicola Polito, sorry, is in the house. Big up to you. People are not a big fan of Sam Johnstone, it would seem. Jackal70 said TalkSport just called Man United relegation strugglers. We are 2 points ahead of the relegation fight. Yeah, listen, this is what I find it funny is that the narrative is, oh my God, United are awful. Their manager's dreadful, even though he's come in and had 10 games and none of his own players. But yeah, our manager's fine and it's just a blip, even though he's been here 18 months and most of these are his players. Barry D said, can't have Johnson and Johnson at the club. Big up to Henry Fong. We're going to talk about this. This is what we've got lined up ready to talk about Henry Fong. I can prove it, by the way. Not that I'm not stealing your information. Look, here it is. There you go. Who's that? Anthony Patterson ready to go. We'll talk about Anthony Patterson in a minute. I'm going to be honest, I don't really know a lot about him. I would have seen him play when watching Sunderland, but wouldn't have given it a single minute's thought. We're going to talk about this as well. We are definitely going to talk about this because Ange did say that, but I'm not going to lay this. Listen, as much as I'm not a fan of Ange Postecoglou, I'm not going to lay this blame at his door because this feels like something we talk about every year, no matter who the manager is. Managers say we don't need this, then we buy them, or we are buying that, and then we don't. So we'll get to that. Good morning, Jimmy. Hope you're well. The transfer window is open. Yes, Andrew, the transfer window's been open for 3 days now. Big up to City Focus. How you doing? Hope you're well. Big up to Chris Beresford, my man, who said, ultimately, we have no idea what is going on at this club, do we? Absolutely right. And those running the club make it up as they go along. It would very much appear that way. If we were a pop group, we would be no direction. Love that. So true. It really, really does feel like we do that, doesn't it? It feels like it's all very much made up. Too Darn Soulful said, if Anne seriously reckons we do not need a keeper, he needs to go now. Groucho has said, more meh. Loans only in Jan. Can't trust Postecoglou, who will walk away anyway if he gets to the end of the season. There's an interesting one. Will he? Why would Groucho, let me know in your opinion. If he does go to the end of the season, why do you think he would walk? That would be interesting to know why. Good morning, Lee. How you doing, brother? Hope you're well. Good morning, Savva. I thought we were data-driven. The data says he's a worse shot stopper than Forster. Yeah, we're going to have a look at all of this in a minute. I'll just say hello to a few more people. We're going to have a look at it. That's the point, Savva. We don't just need anybody's. We need to start accumulating quality. Jimmy, we never do, though, do we? This is the problem. We just want to buy kids. Fans want to get behind it. And then we want to. Look at the way Archie Gray's talked about. Like he's this magnificent player, and he's never played in midfield for us. Like, what do you do with that? Like, what do we do with that? We're gassing up all these young kids. For me, get some quality in. Go and buy some quality. Jessica wants Livakovic, the Croatian keeper. Listen, by the way, I'm not even the biggest Vicario fan. I think he's okay. He's another goalkeeper where we bought, he looks all right. For me, too erratic, but hey, Eamon, yeah, so, mate, you've got to understand, I see so many messages, man. I never know. Yes, Ash, my man, they want a homegrown player for the second keeper. Listen, I won't be able to say good morning to absolutely everyone, by the way, but big up to Chem, who, if you don't mind me saying, Chem, did message me saying that Chem actually used to work. It would have been what, nearly, I don't know, 2 decades ago, 15, 20 years ago with my mum. I mean, that's madness. So big up to you, Chem, for working with Mrs. Savva. Yes, big up to you. Hope you're well. Absolutely. This is what it all boils down to. I think, yes, we need better quality players I think it all depends what our target is. For me, do we need better quality players to be higher than 11th? No, I don't think we do. Do we need better quality players if we want to be mixing with that top 4? Yes, we do. Do we need a better manager? Look, there's no point in me going on about the manager. You all know my thoughts. Aqua Subs has said, I'd rather have Ramsdale in the summer when Saints get relegated, to be fair, and Dibbling. Well, this morning, lots of reports are saying that Liverpool are first in line to take Dibbling. And that's the difference. When you watch Tyler Dibbling play for Southampton, that's a young player I go, yeah, every game I watch you show real quality. Long way to go in his career, but it would make sense to go to a club like Liverpool if you're Dibbling, wouldn't it? Billy Andrews said, morning, Savva. It's the same thing every transfer window. Of course it is. Yeah, this is why I don't put too much hope in the window. You know, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about the players. But am I sitting here as a fan going, oh, my gosh, this is exciting. Who are we going to buy? Not really. I know that, look, the players we're being linked with, people like Patterson and Johnstone and Godfrey, and you sit there and you go, meh, right? But we will have fans in our fan base, Billy, that will go, oh, no, the data-led approach. And this is what it's nonsense. The data-led approach. What happened to actually watching players and going top player? All this data-led approach has led us to where we are now, hasn't it? Big up Tony, who said we're only going to get loans and free agents. Good job we built the new stadium then, wasn't it, Tony? We built this stadium to compete, to be competitive. Paul 123, absolutely. I agree with you. Andy Lloyd said, Romano and the Happy Clappers keep sharing fake transfer stories. We're not getting anyone remotely class. Of course we're not. These are decoy signings to cover up the mediocrity of who we will actually sign. Listen, look, I mean, the one thing we have done in the last year and a half is sign players out of nowhere. Timo Werner, I'm not saying it's good, but Timo Werner came out of nowhere, didn't it? Boom. Done. Timo Werner. Hang on, let me see if this is better. Nope. That's not what I want. No. Okay. Doesn't look like I can do what I wanted. We'll have to stick to this. Timo Werner came out of nowhere. Odegaard came out of nowhere. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I like those signings. I think they're very easy signings to do. But what we need is one of them to come out of nowhere that is a quality player. I just don't have the faith. And I never have. It's why I'm not upset by it. It's why I'm not like, oh, it's going to be a shit window. Has anyone really got any high hopes for this window? I'd love to be proved wrong. I'd love for us to sign a player that suddenly we all go, hey, this player's great. I just don't think we will. Please bear with me. Yes, that's a boiled egg. 3 boiled eggs in the morning. I'm in training. Yesterday's video. Yes, look, let me just quickly address this. Look, I didn't think it was a good look for me or for Sean Sean was okay with the video staying up. I just said, look, to me, I don't think it paints either of us in a good light. And it wasn't, people would be watching it just to see us row rather than talk football. So I removed it. And that's it. There's nothing more to be said to it. There's no problem with me and Sean. Me and Sean have spoken. Everything is fine. Yeah, if Vicario does flap, Kate, he does. He does. And by the way, yesterday, after yesterday's debacle, we did lose 10 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed already, please do. We're at 15,176. Let's try and get that to 15,200. And as always, the likes are dreadful. I tell you what, I love you lot as viewers, but the likes are dreadful. 56 likes and 296 people in here. Come on, people. We've got one in every 6 people are liking. Carlos said, why are we buying a keeper? We have Forster and Austin. I thought this was a youth project. So why would Austin not be given a chance? First of all, I don't even think Austin's young, is he? But I hear what you're saying. Look, we keep hearing about youth projects. I don't know where these words have come from. I think they're made up by fans that want to justify really poor signings. That's just my opinion. Yeah, Groucho, he only stays 2 years anyway, yet results are so dreadful he will need a cup or bust. Chances are we will bottle it. I don't think it's about bottling it, Groucho. I don't think we're good enough to win anything. That's the difference. I think a lot of the time the word bottle is used in football. Sometimes it's just a better team, right? Sometimes it's just a better team. It's my face, and maybe our New Year's gift is not a class player, but a new club furniture partnership. This seems more likely. Look, I'll come back to the comments in a minute. But just quickly, what lineup? We'll talk about this a bit later. We're going to talk about Newcastle a little bit later on. By the way, my fan call-in show, which was at 4 p.m. yesterday, is going to be at 4 p.m. today. So this show this morning will go for about an hour and a half. Then we'll be live at 4 for a fan call-in show. Never know who you're going to get on those shows. So let's see what happens. Where are we? Jimmy has said, got zero hope around signings. Absolutely. I won't be disappointed. If anything, I'll be pleasantly surprised if we do something good. But you watch, we'll sign a player like Godfrey, and all of the same people that made these YouTube videos saying we were going to finish third and we've got a better squad. I mean, we've had people in the last month or so saying we've got a better strike, we've got better forwards than Liverpool, that we've got a better squad than Arsenal. You know, when you look at these people and you go, this now surely is clickbait, isn't it? It's got to be clickbait. Let's have a look. I'll come back to the comments in a minute. Where are we? Okay, let's have a look. So first and foremost, let's have a look at this. Let's start with the on-off Johnstone, which now seems off conversations that all happened yesterday. Listen, whether do I believe in it all? I don't know. I don't know what's behind it. But we did see this, didn't we, yesterday, where at first it was the Spurs. Look at this. This was these two posts from Ali Gold were 4 hours apart. So Spurs looking at Wolves goalkeeper Sam Johnstone as potential cover for the injured Vicario. Then straight away, 4 hours later, update on this. Johnstone was seemingly one of the keepers Spurs had considered again, as they did back before they signed Forster. Hang on, let's get rid of that. But it's not going any further than that. So in the space of 4 hours, that was kind of poo-pooed. In between that time, you had a lot of people that were looking at stats like, okay, well, look, if you look at it in the last 3 years, he's very much been a backup keeper wherever he's been. But this doesn't really tell you a lot about him other than the fact of his age and he's English. Lots of people started looking at this, didn't they? And look, big up to We Are Tottenham TV. They posted this saying, finding a keeper who is far worse shot stopper than Forster is really something. Now, look, I mean, we can go into the nth degree of player stats and metrics all day long. For me, I don't think you really need this. Big up to these guys for posting this. And I don't necessarily disagree. But when we're looking at these metrics, surely you watch a goalkeeper and say, yeah, I feel comfortable with you in goal or I don't. It's just like when loads of people message me and say things like, oh my God, Savva, have you seen Vicario's pass rate? And I'm like, well, sure, but if you're making 15 million passes across your back line, your pass rate should be 95%, right? Like, you shouldn't give the ball away. That's his job. But I watch players with the eye, right? And you watch a goalkeeper with the eye. Does he fill you with confidence? Not Vicario, I mean any keeper. Does the goalkeeper fill you with confidence? Does the goalkeeper come out and claim things more often than not? Does the goalkeeper come out of corners and command his box? Is he pushing through the crowd and going, that's my ball? You know, does he push the ball out when he saves it down low into a danger zone, or does he push it wide? And this is my problem with Vicario. With a lot of those things, a lot of times the shots that go at him, he pushes straight back into danger. Right? He doesn't come and clear his box. He doesn't command. He's a good goalkeeper. But again, I don't look at him and go, yeah, this is a top. Could he develop into that? Sure. But he's not a kid. I think he's okay. I think there's a reason he cost what he cost. He's okay. I'm not knocking him. I just think a lot of people have gone, oh my God, he's amazing. And for me, nowhere near as good as Hugo Lloris. But that's just how it is. So we had all that. And then we had this conversation that came through. So it was about this guy. So at the moment, a lot of the noises are that this guy is the closest to signing for us. Now, I don't know, people. I really don't know how true that is. I can only tell you what I've read. I'm not going to put it as a clickbait title that Patterson signs for Spurs. I'm not going to do that. I don't know. Also, I can probably say that I've seen him play in passing when watching Sunderland a few times this year. Have I watched him enough to say, guys, good goalkeeper, rub it? No, I haven't. What I will say is this. When we look at Anthony Patterson, when we look at the goalkeepers that are being linked with us, again, it just screams for me. It just screams that we're not going to go and buy anyone that's going to remotely challenge Vicario. It screams that we've got 5 goalkeepers at the club, and it feels like you've given Austin, Whiteman, Forster. 2 of them have had new contracts in the last year and a half, right? Which is one of them hasn't. I think is it Whiteman that hasn't? I think Forster and Austin have. Someone might tell me if I'm the wrong way around. And at the time, fans are going, well, why are we doing that? People are going, oh, no, there's a plan, there's a project, there's a process. And then, you know, less than a year later, we're going, okay, we need a new goalkeeper. And it's like, well, what are we doing? Like, look, can I tell you where I am? I asked that question. I'm going to tell you where I am anyway. Where I am with this is I don't think it matters what goalkeeper you bring in. I think the tactics are so horrible. Signing a goalkeeper, a backup goalkeeper, a number 2, signing a top goalkeeper. For me, it doesn't even really change the tactics. I still think the goalkeeper's going to be overworked, asked to do a lot of things that they're not very good at, and nothing will change. Look, here's something I wanted to show you, right? This is what cracks me up, right? So at Spurs, sorry, bear with me 1 second. I just need a little bit of egg. Sorry, bear with me 1 second. Sorry. Boiled eggs. Interesting. So if we look at this, right, I'm going to share my screen here. And this was, hopefully you can all see that. No, you can't. Not if I've got my big head in the way. Nope. And there we go. So this is a post from Sky Sports. As you can see, what are we going back? 6 weeks? 6 weeks ago, maybe, the 27th of November. Vicario out for months, but Spurs will not sign a replacement. Now, when we look down further at this, it says here, Angepostecoglou has backed Fraser Forster to step in following the Italian's ankle injury sustained in win at Man City. So, Tottenham head coach Postecoglou has said the club will not be signing a replacement goalkeeper. When he was asked about it, he said, that's not going to happen. And I'm here if anyone can see it. That's not going to happen. I don't think signing a free agent now is going to help us. Forster, I've known for a long time. He's a strong character in the group, and he's always ready to play. Now, the reason I bring that up is, again, I don't necessarily put this at the feet of Ange, but again, 6 weeks ago, the club via Ange, or Ange via himself, have said Spurs are not buying another goalkeeper. We get to the first 3 days of the transfer window, and we haven't seen, other than Godfrey, I haven't seen any other rumours of substance for Tottenham other than Spurs are looking at goalkeepers. So again, I look at it and I go, is this Ange? Is this the club? What message are we giving out here that 6 weeks ago we're not going for a goalkeeper? Now we are. Could it be that they've seen Forster in those 6 weeks and changed their mind? Even though a lot of those games he was man of the match. Let me know what you think in the chat. I don't know. I mean, Lee has said Patterson's ropey with his feet. I mean, I can't comment on this because I've not really seen him. Again, it seems weird, doesn't it? For me, if you bring in a goalkeeper who's roped with his feet, you've got to say to him, hit Solanke. Surely you've got to say to him, don't worry about all this plan out from the back, hit Solanke. Ewan has said, is this guy a 10 million upgrade over Forster? I don't know. I don't know. I've not really seen Patterson play. I guarantee this weekend, though, everyone's going to watch Sunderland to find out how good Patterson is, right? Ewan has said he looks decent in the Championship at best. Big up my man, Nick. I said at Football Heritage TV, it's not going to be good. I mean, look, I just don't know. I don't know what good looks like anymore. I don't know what good looks like anymore for Tottenham Hotspur. Even if we have a bad window, so many people will claim that it's not. Yeah, I can't. I always get this confused. We've got so many goalkeepers. Yes, I've seen us linked to Tomori. I like Tomori. So bear 1 second. I like Tomori. I think he's a good defender. I'd happily take him. I wonder how much it will cost. Look, again, reports, rumours, I don't know. I'm never going to sit here and go, Spurs only have 30 million. But the reports and the rumours suggest Spurs have got 30 million. I've got a feeling that Tomori is going to cost a little bit more than 30 million. Let me know in the chat, how much are we saying that Tomori is going to cost for anybody, for anybody to buy him from AC Milan? Yuna said, yeah, Ben Godfrey. Now, listen, there's lots of rumours about this. There's no, as far as I'm aware, there's been no concrete bid or anything like that. I don't know. It could just be another rumour. But it doesn't really scream that this is a club with again, project. Lots of people say, oh, it's a project. Toxic fans like Savva don't understand what a project and a rebuild means. Well, a project and a rebuild isn't buying Patterson, Sam Johnstone, Godfrey, Timo Werner, Manor. This isn't project, is it? Big up to Mark. Good morning to you, my man. Thank you for the WhatsApp last night, bro. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Come on, guys. Let's 15. We had 2 people subscribe. Come on, let's get that up towards 15.2K. Come on, people. I'm giving you a lot of content in 2025. So all I ask for is a little like and a subscribe back. On the like front, we've got 116, which is still only a quarter of the people that are in here. So please do smash that button. If we were a protect, we'd bring back our own lads. If we were a project, if we were a project, we bring back. Listen, agreed. I think these are buzzwords that a lot of fans use. But whenever I ask them to come on and explain to me, they sit in front of me and go, project. Yeah, but what is it? Well, young players. Well, that's not a project. We've always bought young players. Tottenham, I mean, who remembers the era when Tottenham were buying Huddleston, Lennon, Walker, Norton, Defoe? Like, we've always bought young players. It's not this. This isn't anything different. Never buy another player with the name Johnson. Leah said, I agree with you, Savva, but with Ange's tactics, we're doomed to fail. Listen, I've said this. Look, we can talk all day long about what top players we want to bring in. I truly believe that these tactics are so bad that it doesn't really matter. People will disagree with me. That's fine. People don't like facts and evidence. I get told it's made up. Don't know what I can do about that. But it is what it is. We don't need a keeper. A centre-back is more important. But I'll tell you the funny thing about this. I don't necessarily disagree with you. But you know what Ange will do. He will bring in a centre-back. And the moment Van der Ven and Romero are fit, that centre-back's never going to see the light of day. That's what we'll do, right? That is what we'll do. Rakesh has said Tomori, Malin, Johnson, Fratesi, Fati. We need at least 2 of these. Yeah, I don't think Fatty anymore. I think that time has gone. I don't want Johnston. I'd take Marlon, but he's in talks with Villa, right? Fratesi, I would absolutely take, and Tomori, I would absolutely take. Isn't Marlon in talks with Aston Villa, right? If I'm not wrong. Listen, if you could get Tomori for half the price of Romero, I'm all over it. As I've said, I think Romero's good. I just don't think he's great. I think he gets talked about like he's this top defender. I've never seen a top defender have so many up and down periods. I really, really haven't. There was the excuse that, but it was under Conte. Now it's, but it's Ange's tactics. Sorry, Ledley King played for some really bad managers, always looked class because he was class. That simple. Well, this is the question, isn't it? But the reports, I always use that word. You tight hits. Who's not subscribing? Come on, people. Smash that like and subscribe button, please. Let's get moving towards 16K. The reports are that he wants to move back to London. Now, that's a game changer, right? Because it's not like we're taking a lad that's been born in Milan and we're asking him to leave his club. We're asking a lad to come back to the UK that's from the UK and wants to come back to the UK. So that could be, I can't, unless Arsenal want him, which you'd pick Arsenal over Spurs, probably, wouldn't you? Sorry to say. Other than that, if Chelsea don't want him, then we would obviously be the next logical step, wouldn't we? Oliver said, Ben Godfrey, Patterson, Johnstone. That's our standards, is it? Yet more players haven't won anything, don't bring a winning mentality, and only played for lower. Again, Oliver, it's a project. It's a project, Oliver. These fans will tell you. 30 million is just going to bring a mediocrity. Yeah, listen, we're not smart in the market. If you notice, we're never smart. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I look at Villa, for example, when Villa went and got Ross Barkley on a free transfer, and you think, sensible, doesn't have to play week in, week out, great squad player, won things, loads of experience, ex-England international, get him in. He could be brilliant in the Europa League and the League Cup. Sensible free transfer. Again, not saying Ross Barkley sets the world alight, but sensible free transfer. We don't do it. We don't do things like that. Bang on, Maz. How you doing, man? Hope you're well. If you don't plan, you plan to fail. Absolutely. Mafuza said Tomori is a solid signing. I all day, I really like Tomori. We'll see. If Spurs get that as a deal done, I'm happy. I just then hope that Ange doesn't ruin him by leaving him on the bench or playing him in a ridiculous high line. I would like to see, like, if Tomori and Romero played, if Tomori, Romero, and Van der Ven played as a back three without a ridiculous high line, I'm really happy with that. Porro and Udogie as wing backs. Doesn't that now look really solid? But I just don't trust the manager. Maz has come back in and said this stinks of a clueless club. Managed by a clueless manager, owned by... I can't disagree with you, man. We're a mess, aren't we? We're all over the shop at all times. Johannes has said Spurs is the wrong club for Ange. Chelsea's a perfect fit for him. Lots of hamstrings to sacrifice. I feel sorry for... I've said this before. I feel sorry for wherever he goes next. Because their hamstrings will all go. They'll play. Their fans at first will think it's exciting football, and then they'll realise that it's not. By the way, so Sky, Germany are reporting that Borussia Dortmund have told Villa that the price is 16.6 million plus bonuses for Donny Marlon. You just know that Villa are going to get that done. And then they'll have Donny Marlon, Leon Bailey, Duran, Watkins. I'm missing one as well. Morgan Rogers. Options, right? Options. 45 million for Tomori, maybe. Big up to Dan. I didn't see in the chat there. Big up, my man. I love Dan. What a great guy. And congrats on your channel getting over the 4K mark in recent weeks, man. Keep plugging away. Always said Dan's one of the nicest YouTubers out there to talk to. Where are we? Kate, big up to you. As I said, Savva, this manager is clueless. Gold said we are not going for Ben Godfrey. Fair enough. It's a club that has no ambition. Fair enough. Yeah, completely agree with you on all of that. MS3 said, well, tomorrow would be good. we'll end up with Godfrey. I think the problem is when I look at what Ali Gold says, and I've got no problem with Ali Gold. I like Ali Gold. He seems like a really good guy. I remember he did this a couple of years ago where he gave us a list of 10 centre-backs that Spurs wanted, and we didn't get any of them. And you think, did he know that? Did he make that up? I don't know. Tomori reported to be 20 million. I mean, look, 20 million for Tomori is a bargain, isn't it? I think he's a good centre-half. I'll tell you what, let's have a look at Tomori, shall we? Let's have a little look at Tomori. We can bring up some details on screen. Tomori. Come on, please be the first Tomori that comes up. Yeah, Fikayo Tomori. 27 now. He's, for me, good age, experienced. Let's have a look. He's played for England. He's played for England under 21s. He's played for Chelsea. He's played for AC Milan. He's played for Brighton. Look, this guy's got some experience behind him. He's been at AC Milan now. This is his 4th season. Sorry, his 5th season. The first year, he spent half a season on loan at AC Milan. And now he's played the 3 seasons since, plus this one. So he's played 157 times for AC Milan. For me, just seems like a bit of a no-brainer. Let me bring that up and show you, just so you can see what I was seeing. There you go. You can see there 277 career games. You can see in the last few years, he's played, 17 games that was on loan. And then 31 games, 33 games, 26 games. But overall, when you have a look at the right-hand side, he's been trusted, hasn't he? 40 games in all competitions, 45 in all competitions, 35 in all competitions, and already 15 this year. For me, I think this is a no-brainer. This is the sort of signing where I would turn around and say, yeah, why not? Now, also, if I'm not wrong, please, I might be wrong here. I don't think I am. Yeah, you can see with AC Milan, he's won the Serie A title as well. So he's also been part of a team. So he won that in 21-22. Let's have a look at this, shall we? If he won that in 21-22, that means in that season, 21-22, yeah, he played 40 games in all competitions as they won the league. So we're not talking about a mug here, right? We're talking about a good experienced international defender that's won the Serie A title. I like him. Let's have a look. Has Ange ever used it? This is a good question. Lots of Spurs fans will tell you it's a project. Have Spurs said it, or is it just the fans? Has Ange said it? Big up to Barbaric Disdain, who said, imagine calling Levy out for being tight and you can't even smash the likes. This is what I don't get. It's seeped into the Spurs fan base. We've got 145 likes, 445 of you in here. So 300 people haven't liked. And the subscribers, we've had 2 all morning from 450 people. It's madness. Big up. Good morning, Ben. Yeah, a lot calmer today. It's just me. It's just me today until about 11:30. And then we're live at 4 for the fan calling show, which will probably be a little bit more hectic. Andy has said, Savva, with the way Spurs play, what's the point buying keepers and defenders? Ange ball means scoring more than the opposition, so why not just look at front players? Yeah, I mean, sure, I get it, but yeah, I don't know what to say because I agree with you. I really don't see who you can bring in that changes these tactics. I think they're dreadful, but loads of fans like them. Big up to you, Big Benz. I won't be able to get to everyone's comments, by the way. There's so many of you in here, even if you are all tight and not smashing the subscribe button. In the hope that you do, here's the link to my chat. Hang on, where are we? There we go. Home. Let's go. Let's have a look at that. There is the link. I'm going to pin it as well. So if anyone would be so kind. I'm falling quite far behind some of the bigger YouTubers, aren't I? Don't know. Maybe I'm just not liked. Never mind. Let me just get rid of that article. Let's put this in a live chat. There we go. Oh, no, not that one. Nope, not that one. By the way, if anyone would like to be a moderator, then please do let me know, but it needs to be people I trust. Please don't just ask me if you don't know me, so to speak. Fina said, sell Radu. I know he's young, but he's not good enough. I mean, well, is it that he's not good enough or that he can't play in these crazy kamikaze tactics? There's a lot to be asked, a lot to be talked about there. Mafuza said, yeah, Marlon is going Villa apparently. I'm personally not a huge fan of him whenever I watch him. Listen, options. I don't mind Donny Marlon. I don't think he's the greatest player I've ever seen. But again, options. I think he's a decent player. This would make sense. I've heard Tomori going to Newcastle. I think if I was Newcastle, I'd be looking at that. By the way, when Newcastle play Spurs tomorrow, they're without their 2 centre-halves and goalkeeper, the same as Spurs. So, we'll buy whatever we don't need, probably get a right winger this window. Well, we do a lot, don't we, buy players we don't seem to need. It seems to be a thing at Tottenham where we buy a lot of players in the same position. Tomori will get more game time at Spurs than Arsenal, with Saliba and Gabriel will barely get injured. I don't see... Sure, but my worry is when Van der Ven and Romero are fit, will he play Tomori? And I think Tomori's every bit as good as those two. Again, I've said this. I know a lot of people disagree and get annoyed with me. I want to see Van der Ven play at centre-half where he's not just relying on his pace to see how good he is. I'm not saying he's not a good player, so please don't misconstrue what I'm saying. But I want to see when he's playing in a normal back four that aren't high up the line and he can't just rely on his pace, I want to see how tactically good he is as a centre-half. Will we see that? I don't know. Yes, I slept very well yesterday. Thank you. Yeah, these things happen. It's all good. I'd love Mark Guehi. I can only imagine how much money Crystal Palace would want for Guehi. If I'm not wrong, and if there's any Newcastle fans in the chat, didn't Newcastle have a bid of like 70 million turned down or something? I might be making that up. I know it's BS, but I really hope we don't get Grealish. Bro's head's gone. One everything is a love. Oh, this is a bit harsh, Andy. Why is his head gone? Why? It's a bit harsh. Last year he was winning league titles with Man City. Why is his head gone? We're very quick to dismiss players, aren't we? Big Ben said if Spurs are serious, they will try to keep Decky at all costs. Yes, they will, but at some point, this is where Spurs fans get it wrong, right? Big Ben's. At some point, to make more money to buy players, you've got to move players on. Now, I'm not saying that needs to be Decky, but how many players are going to get you money? How many players are going to make you good money, right? How many? Because at some point, top clubs move players on. I'm not saying sell him. I'm just saying it's just a bit of food for thought. Top clubs will move players on. So you'd sell Kulu for 70, 60, whatever, and then buy 2 players at 30 million that are really good. That's what top clubs will do. Uchicha has said Kieran McKenna should be the next manager. I think it's a bit too soon, and Ange hasn't gone anywhere, but I hear you. The mod father, absolutely, the mod father in the house. Sorry, there's a lot of... I don't care that Tomori's an ex-Chelsea player. Why would I care? Why on earth would I care? That's like me saying right now, that I wouldn't take, I would have taken Conor Gallagher. Yeah, that's like me saying I wouldn't want John Terry in my team or Drogba. Why would I not? These are silly things to say. Who cares? I only want to be signing 24-year-olds, no older, no younger. Okay, that's very specific. Why? No, that's very specific. Why do fans care about things like that? Yeah, I agree. If he is 20 million and if he did want to come to Spurs, then as I've said, I'm all over Tomori. But I don't listen. I've seen a rumor. I don't know if it's true. Paul has said wouldn't give Ange money to spend. Had best part of 400 million. I agree. I think he's a terrible manager with terrible ID, but we'll see. Mr. Tropical Walsh said, how could any footballer want to return from Milan to London? Well, listen, you don't know his personal circumstance, right? Maybe he's missing family. Maybe he's missing home. Maybe he hasn't settled in Italy to the point where he thinks he wants to stay there forever. But also, he's gone out there and done 3 to 4 years. Lots of English players never try that, so fair play to him. Espanyol are sending Valise back. Oh, good gosh. Tudon Sofal, yeah, has said so many of the buzzwords are coming from the Ange cult. I know, mate. I know. Look, every single time Spurs lose a game, they roll out the red carpet of buzzwords. But it's a project, but it's a process, but it's going to take time, but we're building, but it's a rebuild. Oh, God, what? No one can explain what it is, because so far I've seen us going backwards. For a so-called rebuild, we're going very far backwards. Agreed, Drew. Agreed. Big up to Villa James, who said, Savva, I know Villa are looking at Tomori. Listen, I get the feeling if you want him, you'll just go out and go, how much? 20, bish, bash, bosh, done. Be another good signing for Villa, I think. Big up to my man, Nige, Pure Coys. How you doing, bro? So big up, Savva. Window's been open 3 days and nothing. TikTok, Daniel, TikTok. Yeah, look, I mean, I'm not expecting anything. As I've said, I'm calm about it. I'm not expecting him. I think after last January, I gave up with Spurs transfers and the fan base. And what I mean by that is, you know, after we signed Timo Werner, and I had 1,500 people in my live chat all cussing me out, going, Timo Werner's good. He suits handball. And I was going, what are we doing? 18 months later, it's, oh, I can't believe Werner's going to play. He's crap. Oh, yeah, well, you knew that at the time. Oh, I love you too. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Camille said, which would you rather, Spurs win the league or you get 1 million subs by the end of the year? 1 million subs by the end of the year. Do you know how much money I would make from 1 million subs? Look, I mean, what a hypothetical. Yeah, listen, sod that. Listen, the amount of abuse I get from Spurs fans, I don't care. Yeah, I'd have 1 million subs by the end of the year. Why not? Why not? That would make me a very... Listen, all the other YouTubers in the chat will know if you had 1 million subscribers, just how much money you would make. Philly has said, I'm looking forward to Raw's debut on Netflix. I've no idea any of these wrestlers. I don't really do the wrestling. I did watch the Vince McMahon Netflix thing. That was very good. But I don't watch wrestling per se. I agree. Listen, I completely agree. I think Dragoshin is another player that's been bought, put into crap tactics, and we go, oh, he's shit. Well, yeah, of course he's going to be shit. He's not a quick centre-half that wants to play high up the pitch. By the way, get back to him. I am 61 away from 800. Please help. Mark. Yeah, sorry. Please do subscribe over to Ben. The link is there. Ben's very good to everyone in the community, so please do help him. Mark. I was speaking to some Newcastle fans this morning. And they were saying he was out. But okay, I mean, if he's back, he's back. But he's not played for a long time, has he, old Sven Botman? Ryan agreed. I'd love tomorrow, big, strong, quick. Yeah, that's all I want. I want a defender. Excuse me. I want a defender that sniffs out danger. I don't want a fancy Dan. I know everyone loves Romero. He brings the ball. I want a defender. I want a defender that sniffs out danger. What happened to fans wanting defenders in defense? Seeds in a fourth, yeah. Yeah, this is what people would do. Now, did you see what Savva said today? He said he doesn't rate Van der Ven. Do you know what? Listen, Van der Ven is the one player who's been bought perfectly for these crazy tactics. For me, you see how good a defender is when backs are against the wall, when you're tucked in and you're asked to watch runners, and we'll see as the years go on. All day long, I'd take Jack Grealish for 40 million. We're playing Timo Werner. We've got Son out there on the left wing. I haven't seen Son beat a man since 2005 or something. Porro, Adogi, VDV, Romero, Kulu, only profits to be made. Porro, Adogi, Kulu, only profits to be made. I don't know what that means. Geordie Tomb for life has said, Savva, the 70 million was by the media. Craig Hope reported it was even 50, around 45. That's still too much for Spurs, Geordie. Apparently, we've only got 30 million to spend. So even if it is 45, 50. But for me, listen, let me know, Geordie Tomb for life. I love that name. How much did you want Guehi? I mean, I know that you went after him a few times in the summer. How much did you want him? I think he's a good centre-half. I think he's a proper centre-half again. No frills, not a sexy name, not foreign, but he does his job, right? An English defender who does his job. Yeah, he's definitely not worth 100 million. No, I mean, look, again, but these are the same fan base that tell you that Archie Gray's generational before he's actually done anything. We are we go way over the top about players, but then want to make excuses when they fail. Maybe here's a strange idea. Maybe just let the players achieve something before they go onto a pedestal. I don't know. That's just me. That was drummed into me when I was younger, that every single, it's a new YouTube internet thing, isn't it? Every young player is amazing. Like yesterday, the conversation about Archie Gray. Oh, did you see him against Chelsea for Leeds? All right. Yeah, but I've seen him play games for Spurs where I've gone, oh, you look awful. He's 18. Let's let the player get to 20 and we'll go, yeah, look how good he's been for the last year and a half. Let's let him do it before we put the praise. Look at Yamin Lamau. Yeah, that kid is 17, right? And he's already done it. He's already done it on the top level of league football and international football. Like, that's a player where you go, wow, what a youngster. But we want to do it with players who haven't really been given haven't had a chance to get there yet. AV has said, "Oh, Savva, one of the best out there. Big up, AV. Hope you're well, bro. Hope you're well." Big up, Guts for Glory. He said, "Hi, Savva. Great video as always. Seems to be no rumours of any strikers or DM coming in. Apparently, City looking at Edison." Yeah, listen, I think the word there, Guts for Glory, is going to be apparently. I think we're going to see a lot of that throughout the window for Tottenham, for all clubs, apparently. You know, I've seen apparently City are looking at Danny Olmo. Who's the young 20-year-old centre-half? If Ash is in the chat, he'll tell me. We were talking about it yesterday. Who's the young 20-year-old centre-half that they're looking at from Lawns? Kasuf? No, hang on. It's going to piss me off. 1 second. They are looking at... Where are we? This guy. Apparently. So it's what Romano said yesterday, that Man City are looking at... let me read that the right way. Abdulkadir Kusanov. Again, I've seen him play, I think, maybe once, but lots of people talking about him. By the way, there's over 500 of you in the chat. Welcome to the show. Thank you very much. Please do smash that like button as you come in. We've only got 199 likes, so just two-fifths, which is really poor. And thank you to all the subscribers. We've had 4 or 5 today, so thank you very much as we chase down to 16,000. Subdue said a rebuild sitting in 15. Yeah, not quite 15th, but yes. I never know what it means. We normally make our signings out of the blue. We're not always. We've done a few out of the blue, Billy. But again, it's the words that you add in there to suit your narrative, which is normally. We didn't sign Maddison out of the blue. We were in talks for ages. We didn't sign Van der Ven out of the blue. We didn't sign Romero out of the blue. We signed opportunistic players out of the blue, right? Not the hard deals that get done. Big Ben says, Savva, I've spoken to a Spurs player from this current squad. I won't name him, but he told me some shitty stuff about Ange's tactics and does not do pre-game prep and much more. Look, if that's true, it doesn't surprise me in any way, shape or form. I mean, even Eric Dyer, when he left, said he doesn't work on anything tactically. You can see it. You can see how bad we are on the pitch. Fans are in denial. Billy, I need to know this, Billy. When you say that make you second top goal scorers in the league. By the way, Billy, you know being the second top goal scorers doesn't mean anything if you're in the bottom half. How silly can we be here? I just don't get it. Mr. Tropical Walsh, good that I'm growing on somebody. Thank you. Sorry that I wasn't growing on you before, but big up to you. Thank you for smashing that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, Mr. Tropical Walsh. Big up to you. Agreed, Mark. Dragoshin should be in a back three. Way to expect. Again, we always do this, don't we? We go, oh my God, this player's crap, that player's crap. Sometimes let's have a look at this system that's making them crap. Why is Maddison not putting the numbers up he used to for Leicester? Could it be the system? Why is Dragossin not look as good as he did in Italy? Could it be because of the system? Why does Romero not look as good? Could it be the system? Porro, Adogi, system. Fans are so desperate to be good fans, says Ben. They will ignore reality on purpose to big up me. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm a better fan than you. I'm a good fan. I back the team by saying silly things. Right? Like, that's not backing the team, is it? Sophie B says, Savva, how do you feel the game will go tomorrow? Botman might be back. Can't see him starting. I think it would be a big call to chuck him back in immediately. Look, I think we'll score. Guessing from your thumbnail that you're Newcastle. I think we'll score. We score goals more often than not. But I do think that when the game, I think we'll come out, like first 10 minutes, we'll come out like a house on fire. And then I think once the game settles, I think Newcastle will slowly start to control it. And by control it, I don't mean that you will have 70% possession, but I think you will control it. I think you'll allow us to have the ball in the areas you want us to. I think, as I said the other day, you're a very well-oiled team, well-drilled, well-coached football team. And I think you've got a good thing going on there. I can't see Spurs getting more than a draw. I've got 2-1 in my head to Newcastle, maybe 2-2. But at some point, we need to win a game. At some point, we're 1-7 at the moment. At some point, we need to win a game. And if I look at Tottenham's, if I look at our results, I mean, we've won 1-7. We've not won in our last, is it 3? Let's have a look. Sorry, 1 second. League, Premier League, Tottenham Hotspur. Yeah, I mean, we've not won in our last 3 league games, and one win in 7 league games. Like, it's bad. It's really bad. So I don't know. Look, could Spurs turn up? Yes, we haven't recently, but we'll see. Max, Max, you know what? I think we just need some top players, right? I think we all talk about systems, but for me, I think we need a manager that's tactically astute, whatever the system is. We'll see. But it's not a bit harsh. I just watched Liverpool run through us and could have scored about 10 or 11. I just watched Forest beat us without really having to do a lot. I just watched Wolves, who were depleted, get a draw at our ground. So no, Billy, it's not a bit harsh. We're bottom half of the table, mate. I know you don't like the facts and the reality, but we're bottom half. Again, as Dan has said to you there, these tactics are shocking. Look where we are. They are not made for 38 games. And Dan said this from day one. No offense, Billy, but you come in here and you just can't stop backing this manager. Here's a question for Billy and no one else. What has to happen for you to realize how bad these tactics are, Billy? Like, if going down to 11th, 12th in the table doesn't tell you that, right? If being 11 points off of the top 4 at the halfway stage doesn't tell you that, what else needs to happen? Cal Blundell, big up to you. I said, hey, Savva, Everton fan here. Hope I'll be accepted. Absolutely. Everyone is accepted here. I love football fans from all clubs. It makes for better conversation. Hey, Savva, Everton fan here. Hope I'll be accepted as a neutral. I like Spurs. Always have. However, I do think you should loan us Richie. It's a shame he's not worked at Spurs. He's a great and a hard worker. Cal, you can have him back on loan. I've got no problem with that, my man. I just don't rate him. Sorry, I just don't. But big up to you. You're welcome here, Cal. Everyone is welcome, but do smash that subscribe button, share the channel with your friends. And only 214 likes from 500 of you in here, not even 50%. Mark this. Everybody, well, we're the second top goal scorers. What's that mean? What does it do? What does it do? Oliver said defense used to be rated on 1v1. Bang on. Now it's who can pass and run. Bang on. Good managers would switch tactics to fit Dragosine, not change Dragosine to fit the system. That's why we're doomed. Doesn't matter who we get. Completely agree. It doesn't matter who we sign in. This manager will ruin them. You know it. You just know it. It's who we are, mate. Absolutely. Shot Sky. So personally, I wouldn't be getting my hopes up for this window. Absolutely. Never get my hopes up for the window. My guess is a second-rate centre-back on loan who can cover full-back and CDM, a Mr. Fix-It type, and a second-rate attacker. Look, I agree with you. You just know it will be that, don't you? You just know it will be that. Big up to you guys. Look, come on. Can we get this? Look. Can we get this to 15,200? 18 of you by the end of the show. I know it's a big ask. And don't forget, we're live at 4 p.m. today for the fan call-in show, so it's not just me talking. Jack said, Ange will be gone Monday if we can't win on Saturday against Newcastle because they seem to like beating us. I don't think he will be. I'd love it. I don't think he will be, if I'm brutally honest, Jack. I just don't think they will. It seems weird. Weeboo Hunter said, I'm a Spurs fan, but I'm sure that against Newcastle, Spurs will lose. I prefer Dragusin to Romero. Mistakes are mistakes. The Romanian is tall, strong, everything from a centre-back. Yet he chooses a rash Romero who can't pass or see a tackle, only the player he wants to kill. Look, I feel that both of them should be playing in a back three. There you go. That's what I'd say. I think both should be playing in a back three with Mickey van der Ven. For me, it makes complete sense. I think a lot of fans have seen this over the year and a half he's been here and said, this makes sense. Go to a back three. Ange can't do it. He won't do it. He doesn't know what to do. Ben, absolutely bang on. Football is such a simple game. You don't need overcomplicated systems and tactics. Sometimes simplicity is the best approach, and you don't need to play total football to play good football. I know, but for some reason, our fans think this gung-ho equals good to watch. I don't think we're good to watch at all, Ben. Savva, you guys need to go for Thomas Frank, proper coach in his tactics. Need you whole listen, I agree. I take Frank, Iriola, a Terzic, a Silva. I take a Palladino from Fiorentina. I take Holness from Stuttgart. There are managers I would take all over the place, but you're spot on. When we win the league next season with Ange, Savva isn't allowed to celebrate after that subscriber's answer. It's the equivalent of me saying to anybody else, right? Would you rather Spurs win the league or you win £1 million? I'm sorry, I don't care how much of a fan you are. You would want the £1 million, right? Depending on how rich you are or not. But yeah, absolutely. Big up, Sophie B. Thank you very much. Where are we? If 1,000 defeats are the condition for Ange to be fired, then I accept and are happy with the defeat of 1,000 defeats. I don't think he'd make it that far through. Cal Bundle said, you have a good defense. However, you concede so many goals. Look, I think we have some interesting defenders. I don't know if we have a good defense. I don't think Porro's a right back. I don't think Adogi's a left back. How good are Van der Ven and Romero? I don't think we'll ever see under this manager. But hey, if he wins a trophy, we'll see. But I don't think we will. We will win the top scorers trophy. Yeah, by the way, we're not even the top scorers at the moment. Liverpool have got 4 more goals than us. I mean, Arsenal are 3 behind us. Chelsea are 3 behind us. It doesn't really matter, does it? Because, those teams are 11 plus points ahead of us. Like, that's what matters. Big up Dan and said, do the people who rate Ange realise we're 11th in spite of him? We'd be lower if we didn't have a couple of decent players like Maddison. Interesting. Yeah, look, people like Billy will never, ever, ever tell the truth. Big up to Pebwa, and said, if Amorim were to get sacked, would you take him? Yes, I would. I absolutely would. Our squad suits his tactics much better than United. Yeah, listen, Amorim's gone there for, 10 games? I think that guy needs transfer windows. That guy needs to bring in his own footballers. So I can't see him getting sacked. They're mad if they do. This is a good coach that needs to get some of his own players in. Mate, okay, he's always welcome. He's never chosen to. He's another one behind the keyboard. Just the word Billy and no name. I mean, what am I meant to say? Derek thinks that lose tomorrow and it's adios amigo. Frank's a big no. I don't know. Why is Frank a big no, but Ange is a big yes? Why? Mark's at Tottenham. No, he doesn't. He doesn't say that at all, does he? Thomas Frank has been my number one for ages. There's plenty of managers who are levels above Ange. Big up to my man Puxty. You saw him on here the other day debating Liverpool. Please do go and subscribe to his channel. Click on his link. He said you should have got De Zerbi before Marseille did. I would take De Zerbi. I would take De Zerbi all day long. On Puxy, I'd take you. I've said I'll take Frank over Ange. I think we've got the worst manager in the league. Jack has said Grealish will be a good signing from Man City because at Man City he doesn't get no game time. But if we can buy him, we can use him in midfield with Maddison Coon. Look, I think he'll be a good signing because he's a good player, right? I don't understand how any Spurs fan, not you, could sit there and say, nah, I don't want Grealish. Have you seen, we've got Son, who's finished, Timo Werner, who's awful, Johnstone, who can't beat a man, Odegaard, we don't really know. Mikey Moore as a kid, of course I'm having Grealish. All day long am I having Grealish. Mark Cook has said, Ange is a fraud. People need to open their eyes and see this bloke as a one-trick pony. He is, but we need this one-trick pony to get us a win tomorrow, don't we? Please bear with me. Sorry, I needed a bit of egg for energy. Look, we need him to get us a win tomorrow. So what if he does? I don't rate him as a manager. I don't rate him. I can't see which trophy we're going to win. Billy, you never give any foresight. You just protect him without actually giving evidence. Give me some evidence. Links to tomorrow, we're likely to get a kangaroo. No, apparently not. Apparently, at the time I wrote this show, so at the time I uploaded this yesterday, it was all the rage that Sam Johnstone was the one. Now it looks like we've moved to Patterson of Sunderland. So it is what it is. Sean said, profits for glory always. 1 million. I'm taking 1 million. Yeah. What, selfishly, what, Spurs win a league title or my channel has 1 million subscribers? Yeah, I wonder which one I'm going to pick. Big up to my man, James Flower. How you doing, bro? My Albanian brother. Oh, he's not getting sacked. Yeah, it's silly talk. He's not getting sacked. Carl said, great managers adapt. That's all I needed to read. I will read the rest, but yes, great managers do adapt. I realise they can't play a certain way. However, and would rather up his own ego than admit he's wrong. You never want a manager who's like that. Listen, I agree. This is, as I've said before, this is a vanity project. And thank you. Look, we're moving towards the 15,200. Thank you so much for everyone who has subscribed. Really appreciate you. We only need 14 more in the next 20 minutes. We only need 14 more in the next 20 minutes to get to 15.2K. That would be amazing. Dana said, do we have a good defense? Porro can't defend. Adogi can't defend. Romero can defend when the situation is perfect. VDV is more of a sweeper. I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. I think everyone's gone early on how good these players are. Mark said, why do people keep saying Postecoglou win a trophy? He can't put 2 wins together. At the moment, he can't put 1 win together. Anthony's another one who thinks that tomorrow, if he loses, will be gone. I don't think he will, but I hope you're right, Anthony. Big up to Ben, who has said, I love my football club, but £1 million buys me a house I can move into and money that I can cover my costs for at least 10 years. I'm taking, of course you're taking £1 million. Listen, Spurs winning the league will be great, but you know what will happen? If Spurs won a league title, half the fan base would still be going at the other half of the fan base going, oh, you don't deserve this league title. Paul Pablo, good morning to you. Said we have conversation yesterday. In my opinion, Davis is the best centre back. VDV can't head the ball. Romero loses his markers, and as VDV Davis reads the game. Yeah, look, I agree with you. I keep hearing how good Romero is, but this man, if you watch him properly, is not good in the air. Doesn't sort out his defence. Loses his man. He's rash. But people go, he's brilliant. Based on what? Here you go. Angus wants to make it about Arsenal. I think you need both. There you go. I think you need both. I agree, Mike. I agree. Maddison is always the scapegoat. Always. I love egg. Always the scapegoat, James Maddison. It doesn't matter what happens. There was a game the other day where, listen, Kulu's been brilliant this season, but clearly, you've got to give him a rest for a game. And he was giving the ball away for fun. Who came off? Maddison. That's what he does. Taken Not said, would the next manager be kind of screwed with the state of the current squad? I don't think so. I don't think the state of the... Listen, you're going to add new players, but I think that the new manager coming in has got the basis of a very good team there. But again, not with these tactics. Graham says, Savva, I'm no Spurs fan. It's okay. We don't all have to support Spurs. But it looks obvious that a 3-5-2 would suit you guys better. I know, but the Ange fans don't want to see it. No, why would he? We have got the perfect players to play a back 3, back 5, whatever you want to call it. And when people say we haven't got enough centre-backs, funnily enough, transfer windows are for that very reason, aren't they? Bear with me, please. Savva, I recommend Kate Rixham and Scott M. Yeah, listen, if they want to be mods, they can be mods. No problem. Daniel Pink, good morning to you. Sorry, I'm on a get fit scheme, and eggs in the morning is one of my things that I've got to do, along with 8 pints of water a day. TMJ17 said, yo, Savva, not a Spurs fan, but I rate your opinion from other shows you've been on, G. Oh, I like being called G. Big up to you, TMJ17. It's not often I'm cool enough to be called a G. I hope you are well. As I said, please keep smashing the subscribe button. We're only 12 away from 15.2K in a week. That'll be 200 subs. That'll be amazing. Timothy Ho has said, nobody is a good signing under this clown of a manager. I agree. I do agree with you. Cal has come back in and said, Aqua, I'd love Richie back, one of my favourite ever Everton players. You can have him. You can have him. You can have him. He's not for me, we say. Hi, Chris from Oz. Come on, Spurs, get it done. Yeah, we need a win. We need a win tomorrow badly. Forget whether you're Ange in. Forget whether you're Ange out. Forget what you think of the players. We need a win. I said this before Wolves. By hook or crook, we need to win a game. Billy has said, a different Billy has said, I'd rather win 1-0 than 4-3. Football is bragging rights, and we Spurs fans have nothing to brag about. Yeah, very much so. Very much so, mate. Phil, big up Philly, brother from another mother. I said, Odeberg, who can't stay fit for love nor money. From I've seen as little end product. Well, again, when we bought him, I looked at it and went, this seems like another punt on a player, but I was told that the data, hang on, sorry, it was this. Apparently from the data, it's someone that we really wanted and really wanted to chase down. Come on, guys, 12 subscribers, boom, boom, 12 to get to 15.2K and make it a very happy day. Don't forget, I'm not finishing the show, by the way. I've got another 15, 20 minutes to go. We're live at 4 for a fan phone-in show. That can be a debate. That can be a phone-in show. If you come on, you must have your camera on. You can support whatever team you want. You must have your camera on. Be prepared that I will clip segments and put it out as videos. Not in a horrible way, but I will clip it, okay? It's my channel, right? Not in a horrible way. Not in like a kind of, oh, it's my ball, you can't play. But that's what my channel is here for. Subdue Light, I said, Savva for 10 million subs, then can buy part of Spurs. Let's do it. If I get 10 million subs, I'll buy a share in Tottenham Hotspur. How's about that? Jack Grealish hasn't scored a goal for 13 months. I would still take him over Vernon. Yeah, all day long I'd take him. I think what he offers a team is hold-up play. He takes the ball, drives into the other team's half, holds the ball up, drags defenders towards him, wins free kicks. We haven't got anyone that can do that. Our wide men get the ball, pass it inside 5 yards. Big up to DMB Forever with his customary super sticker. Thank you very, very much. Really appreciate you. Really, really do appreciate you. Thank you, DMB. Liverpool's Red. Puxy's back in here. Said, I think you'll sign Gomez and Kelleher at the end of the season. I'll take Kelleher all day long, and I'd make Kelleher my number one over Vicario. And I would take Gomez as well. The problem is with Gomez, Ange would ruin him. He's a good defender that Ange would ruin by the way he plays. Big up to you, Puxy. Please get over there and subscribe. And Puxy, make a video. Aaron Lawrence has said, massive big up, Savva. I hope you're good. I'm well, bro. I hope you are as well. I'm loving these shows. Yesterday's was epic. Great convo, nevertheless. Yeah, I mean, all the football talk in there was great, but all the rest of it was just a bit unneeded. So yeah, it is what it is. It's gone. I've set it to unlisted, so you guys can't see it. There's no need. People would just clip it up and be mugging off me, mugging off Sean. It would be pointless. And Sean and I have talked in the background, and all is fine. Zeno Frenchie has said, unfortunately, I think we're stuck with Ange until Arsenal give us a spanking, even after losing to Liverpool and Tamworth. Absolute shambles. I don't think we're going to lose to Tamworth, by the way. I really, really don't. Mahfouz has said, do you think Ange wanted Madders when we bought? We were always getting linked with Madders before Ange. I don't know. What I do know is that his treatment of Maddison has been absolutely shambolic, and that he's using him as a scapegoat for his own crap ability and crap tactics. Daniela said, at least there's no Levy apologies on the show. Much better. Big up Savva. Look, people are allowed to have the view that they want, though. Ange actually overachieved in his first season. No, Billy, people like me didn't say we were going to finish mid-table. Again, if you keep lying about me, I will block you. I said, everyone in my show knows I said fifth last year because, again, it wasn't a major achievement to finish fifth. Fans like you that say this, Spurs have always been in and around there. Why is it a major achievement? Yeah, he bought a lot of players, spent a lot of money. Why was it a major achievement to finish fifth? It's madness. So please don't lie, Billy, or you will be blocked. Me too, Aaron. Me too. There are more and more now, week in, week out, that are seeing how bad he is, that are coming to the dark side. Me too, Finn. Me too. If I'm Maddison, I'm saying, yeah, I don't need this. I would go, if I was Maddison, I would go and play for a team where I'm going to play week in, week out and be allowed to be a playmaker. Good morning to Rich S. Man. Come on, guys. 11 subscribers to 15.2K. Just 11 is all we need. How are we doing on the likes? Oh, 257 likes. It's half, exactly half, which is okay. Not the best, but, you know, it's okay. It's okay. Avatron Wembley said, Savva, would you and or we as a fan base accept the humiliation of going out the cup to Tamworth? If it meant him being sacked, yes. I don't want him in now, let alone for the Tamworth game. But look, on a serious note, we're not going to lose to Tamworth. We'll win, and people will go, oh, that's Ange Ball. People like Billy in the chat. Mr. Post Office said, so you don't have the players for the system, but you could do as the transfer window is open. Same could be said for any club or any system. But no, Mr. Post Office, you've not listened to a single word I've said. We do have the players for that system. We've got 3 centre-backs that can play there, Van der Ven, Romero and Dragushin. Then if we really wanted to say, we could have 2 backup centre-halves that are Ben Davis, and we've got Ashley Phillips, who's out on loan, that could play there as well. So, and Archie Gray apparently is a centre-half now. So we do have that. So you've not listened to what I've said there. What I'm saying is, if people are saying we don't have enough centre-backs for backup, buy some. Yeah, come on. Come on, madness. I think Sebastian Holness will be a good manager for Spurs. I like him. When I watch his Stuttgart team, they look organised. Again, if any of you haven't guessed from someone like me, I want a coach. I want a tactically astute manager that can organise. I don't want this gung-ho nonsense. I really don't. Just in, there's been no final decision yet made by Tottenham Hotspur with regards to a backup goal. I hate that we use the word backup. Why can't we go out and buy a goalkeeper that's going to push a Vicario? Everything. We need a backup left back, a backup. We don't need a backup left back. Adogie's not a left back. Buy a left back. Buy a backup right back. Buy a proper right back. Porro's not a right back. Just not you, Tony. You know, I'm not aiming at you. We constantly have fans asking for backups and then wonder why we don't go further up the table. Daniel has said, Romero is part of the problem, treats us with contempt, spent more time injured or suspended. I agree, but this man is lauded like he's amazing. Wait till Romero's back fit. Well, what was we doing when he wasn't injured? Jonathan Smith said, fault Savva, if Ange stays, this makes us a better team. If Ange stays, makes a better team. All legs in the middle and the technical ability out wide. So Miss Bentancur, so we could manage. I don't quite understand what you're saying, Jonathan. If I'm going to be completely honest, are we talking about if we play a 3-5-2? Can you let me know what you mean? I don't really get it. Mark said Postecoglou is going to buy a load of crap in the window or give the nod to a load of Levy teenagers. Yeah, listen, the whole thing's a mess, isn't it? Kenneth, it's absurd to be Ange out at this point in time. What, 14 months of being absolutely crap is absurd. Kenneth, you are exactly the sort of person I would love to debate. You're more than welcome to come on and debate me. I don't understand how fans like you see how crap we've been for 14 months and think it's absurd to sack the manager. It's absolutely mad. He is a dreadful football manager. Big up Savva. Savva Hots. Yeah, Savva Hots. Yeah, I changed it the other day. I saw that mistake. Big up Savva. I watched the championship a lot. I've seen a lot of Patterson. Really good at claiming crosses and shot stopping. Only thing he needs to work on is playing out. But it's better than Vic when playing out. Well, look, I think a lot of people are going to go on to see Patterson over this weekend. 10 subscribers. Come on, guys and girls. 10 of you. There's 500 of you in here. I only need 10 of you to be nice. Where are we? What does Grealish offer anymore? Been poor for over a year. Hasn't even scored in that time. The evidence said it's a punt as he has offered nothing. Listen, Jack Grealish, when you watch him play, he's a very good player. Again, look at what he does, not just goal scoring. Look at what he does. Holds up the ball, wins fouls, drags his team further down the pitch. Good link-up play. I think, again, this is a really short-sighted comment. You know, I didn't say we could get him. I didn't. Someone mentioned him. Hey, but I just think when people think, you know, when people say things like they wouldn't want Jack Grealish, and when you look at the state of Tottenham, it just cracks me up. I would almost play him as a number 10. I watched him the other night for Man City in the number 10 role. He looked brilliant. He looked really, really good. I'd love it if Ange went. Yeah, but don't worry. Someone in here said, sorry, Faz Radfart, stunned. I'm not suggesting. I've got proof. Right? I saw it, Faz. Don't lie. By the way, the YouTubers talk about you, Faz. They see what you do, right? Yeah, we see what you do. You go into channels, you mock other YouTubers, then go back to that channel. Faz, I'm not done, mate. Sorry, mate. I'm not having this. We need better debates. I loved yesterday. I watched you, Sean, and Tottenham Way, and we had Tottenham TV over. Chris Cowling, the last one on Spurs, just more real. Well, those guys are very corporate, aren't they? You know, when I've watched Chris Cowling before, and Chris Cowling, have you noticed? I've got no problem with Chris Cowling, but when someone like Mr. Box Office goes on his show and says about Ange and how bad it is, they question everything. Why this? Why that? When someone goes on and says, oh, Ange is great, it's a rebuild, they just go, yeah. They don't question it. That's disingenuous. I'm not lying. Go look at your videos when he was first appointed. Billy, everyone knows I said Spurs were going to finish 5th last year. I said it every single bloody video last year. We're going to finish 5th. Oh, we're in a title race. We're going to finish 5th. So stop lying, Billy. Yeah, listen, if I can't get overconfident on the Tamworth win, I don't know when I can. Agreed, John. Yeah, he's doing my head in, if I'm brutally honest. We must go full strength in the Carabao Cup. I don't even think it matters. I think Liverpool are strong. Liverpool are a strong team. Look, I don't even... I don't know where to begin. For me, we can go full strength. The tactics will be the reason that we get knocked out. I just don't see... I don't see what anyone can have seasoned this manager. I think he is absolutely dreadful. Looking forward to Ali Gold rating this transfer window, then backtracking in 3 months. It's what they do. It's what they do, Daniel. It's what they do. Mark, I said, why did we re-sign Werner? People were moaning about Marcus Edwards rumours. I'd rather... Mark, again, it's what we do. It's what we do. This fan base, honestly, mate, it is mental. Look how many people... had a pop at people like me and Stel for talking about Werner the first time, then the second time. Yeah, people going, oh, fans just want to be negative for the sake of it. It's Timo Werner. Like, it absolutely cracks me up. Yeah, we do. We need competition in every position. Archer, you're spot on. But again, we go, oh, back up. Yes, because they've got a quality manager. They've got a coach. They've got a manager that can adapt and defend. We haven't. 16 managers. Yep. Mafusa said, best way to improve the squad is to buy players better than the players in the first 11. Yes, we never do. We never do we? Yep. Zero in-game management. Yep, we have signed an 18-year-old winger from South Korea so that when Son leaves, we still get shirt sales, corporate sponsorships, marketing. Daniel Levy ain't silly, mate. I told you this. Daniel Levy ain't a silly sausage. I'm allowed one realistic player in the window right now. Oh, mate, I don't know. I'm at the point where it doesn't matter. One realistic player. I mean, I like the idea of Tomori. Should be realistic. Um, I genuinely don't know what's realistic for Spurs anymore. We've only got what, 30 million quid. I'll go with Tomori. We do. Brett, big up to you. Big up and big up to actually everyone else that has liked and has subscribed. We're only 9 away now from the 15.2k. So thank you very much to everyone who's been very generous in this show with their subs. Mark Cook has said all players that come should be players that are getting in the first team or at least challenging. Exactly. But what we're doing is going, well, who can be backup to Van de Ven and Romero and then sit on a bench when they're back, as though Van de Ven and Romero are the be-all and end-all of centre-halves. Chris has said, those who are Ange out can give a million reasons why. Those who are Ange in can't give any. It's a project. It's a process. Savva, Grealish would offer something you lot don't know. Absolutely, Grealish would. For one, he'd carry the ball up the field and wouldn't lose possession. You know, you watch Son, Johnstone going forward with the ball. The ball bounces back to us straight away because neither of them can hold on to the ball. Yes, for me, yeah, a bit of confidence. Could Ange be the guy to give it to him? I don't know. Mr. Post Office, you're just being very argumentative with me. He has done those things. What we're actually saying is that Man City haven't been good for a while. He has. He played. There was a Man City fan who came on the other day who said in their win against Forest, they played him in the 10. He looked brilliant. He held onto the ball, brought others into the game. Even the game they lost against Villa the other day, he was their most dangerous player. Kept getting the ball on the left, holding the ball up, beating men. So that's not true. Yeah, I'm sure it may have killed Grealish if you think that, but I'm pretty sure Jack Grealish is going to be really happy with his career and all the trophies he's won. I agree, Brett. I agree. I can't understand how we've got fans who wouldn't take Jack Grealish. Like, who do we think we are? Who do we think we are when we go, oh, Odegaard's a good signing, Gray's brilliant, don't want Jack Grealish? What are we doing? What has happened to us? What has happened to us? Yeah, I listen. This is a different conversation about the wages. Of course, that's a different conversation. I get the feeling though that when Grealish does leave Man City, I don't think he can expect those same wages. We'll see. As a Villa fan, Grealish best position were number 8, being the most attacking player of 2 more solid midfielders. Listen, I think you don't have to sell it to me. I think he's a very versatile, good player. I mean, it's different when we say he doesn't look motivated. I mean, at the moment, I'm hearing that for a lot of City players, but they're just going through a bad spell. Madness. I'll take Grealish to Spurs. Agreed. He's playing at the back. Yeah, agreed. Listen, I'm not saying you can't ever, not play out the back, but it doesn't need to be every single time, does it? I mean, it said Daniel Levy said he'll back Ange for now. You know what it means. Faz, I don't need to, mate. You know what you've done. I know what you've done. Yeah. If I have to go back, if I have to find it all and show you, I will. But Faz, as I've said, it's not just me. People in the other communities are saying, have you seen this Faz guy? Oh, yeah, don't worry about Faz. He always does this backstabbing thing. Faz, we know what you're like. Sorry, mate. We know what you're like. I don't know why people think that YouTubers don't talk behind the scenes. Yeah. Like someone will go, oh, this guy was mugging you off in my chat again, or this guy. We're not dumb, right? When people did it to Stella and I for years, right? People did it to Stella and I. Oh my God, see what Savva said about you the show. Have you seen what Stell said? And me and Stell were talking behind the scenes going, what a load of not like. People do this all the time. We're used to it now. Oh, let him have to the end of the season, blah, 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 blah. Of course, we're still in the cups. He could only be knocked out of one of them so far, which is the League Cup. So, listen, it's not my decision to give him to the end of the season. But if you want failure, you've got failure, my man. Again, all the people saying give him to the end of the season, look at the results. Why are we not looking at the results over 14 months, Kenneth? He shouldn't have been the manager this season, let alone next season. Yeah, absolutely, Mark. Yeah, when people say back up, uh, you said we'd finish fifth. No, I didn't. Stop it, Billy. I've said we'd finish fifth because we should have finished fifth. Yeah. Stop. Oh, listen, Harry Kane is one man. Harry Kane is one man. Stop this, Billy. Stop this. All right. No idea why people wouldn't want Grealish. He's one of the best. Mate, Jess, I don't get it. I genuinely do not get any Spurs fan that can turn their nose up whilst praising Archie Gray, Brennan Johnson, Wilson Odegaard, Dominic Solanke. But we're going to look at players like Jack Grealish and go, nah. Yeah, but no, sorry. For too long, though, he hasn't told the truth. This is the problem, Nordic Spur. I've got nothing against Chris Cowling, but for too long, he won't tell the truth about the owners and the managers, right? He's just a good fan that gets loads of subs because he says nice things. That's fine. But then when what people like me and Stel and Danny have said all along, when that comes true, like Mr. Box Office, when what we said has come true, we're looked at like we're the devils. These people are, oh, they've changed their opinions now. Oh, shock. Shock. It makes you laugh. It makes you laugh. It really, really does. Remember, a lot of Oculus fans didn't want Gordon either. A lot of people didn't want him then. By then, though, he hadn't done anything. You know, Jack Grealish absolutely has done stuff, hasn't he? Mate, I don't know. I hope so. I hope so. How far are we off 15th? I mean, what, 4 points away from 15th, aren't we? From Palace, who everyone said, look at Palace. Yeah, their manager's terrible. Look at their squad and they're 15th, 4 points behind us. Yeah, I take him all day long. I know. I don't honestly. This fan base, I will never ever understand. Just makes you laugh. I would definitely take Grealish, but Aggie would probably find a way to make him ineffective. Yeah, this is the problem. This is the problem I've said all along, right? That whoever comes in, I truly believe that this manager is going to ruin them. You know, Grealish would be the perfect scapegoat along with Maddison, wouldn't he? He'd be the perfect scapegoat for Ange. Angus, would you take another 10 at Arsenal, move Odegaard back into the 8 role? Oh, Angus being asked questions now. Big up. I don't want Grealish. I give up. I give up with his fan base. I give up. I really don't know what we're doing here. This guy walks into our team with 1 foot. I don't know how we wouldn't want him. Some of these fans would still defend Ange if he got us relegated, and I'm not joking. Yet they would. They would. The cult of Ange is strong, my man. Savva, would you take Nicholas Kuhn? No, I wouldn't. I don't think that's what we need. I wouldn't take him. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but I wouldn't take him. Stav, I feel it's your duty to protect guests on your show from disrespectful comments and remarks from other guests. Reezy, I don't care what you feel my duties are, my friend. You don't pay me, so you don't get to tell me what my duties are, I'm afraid. Just leave it. There's no problem from yesterday, but you're trying to cause one. You will be blocked if you keep doing this. And should have been sacked over the last Christmas period. I've had enough of this man last season, agreed. And he has got depressingly worse, agreed. As the season's progressed, I agree. That's why I don't get it when people give him till the end of the season. Sure, we don't make that decision, but what is it people think is going to change? Is it his tactics? Are his tactics going to change? By the way, when I asked a poll of would Sam Johnstone be a good signing for Spurs, 550 votes. 26% said yes, 38% said no, and 36% said meh. Wouldn't be surprised if Allen. Well, listen, they never tell the truth, do they? Absolutely are to this. Absolutely this. We've got a manager who plays to the players' weaknesses, not their strengths. It's absolutely mental. Yeah, but Mick, we could say this with any player. I'd take loads of players. I think this manager will ruin whatever player we get in. But I hear you. I do hear you. I think we're on the same page, kind of. Nordic Spurs say, hey, I'm with you. Don't get me wrong. Just pointing out how bad things are. Yeah, look, I get it. But as I said, these are people that back it through. They back everything that the club does because they want to be on Sky Sports. They want to be at the stadium. It's for me, they've not told the truth for a very long time. Um, Agreed. Sav, would you take Bino Gittins right now for Werner? Of course. Ridwan, I'd take you for Timo Werner right now. I think it's embarrassing that he's at our club. Mr. AJ, how you doing, man? I said, sorry, but no Spurs fan can turn their nose up at Grealish or even a Rashford when we have to watch shitty Werner, Johnson, Odegaard, Richie. Some Spurs fans make me laugh out loud, I swear. Look, I agree apart from Rashford. I think Rashford, for me, is completely a Spurs player. So hit and miss. But hey, I agree with you. Kulu is actually miles better than Grealish. Sure. Kulu's miles better than Grealish. Yes, you're right. When we see things like this, Kulusevski's been so up and down for 4 years at Tottenham, 3.5 years at Tottenham. Doesn't score enough goals, doesn't get enough assists, right? But much better than Jack Grealish, who was bought by Man City and was an integral part of them winning the treble. Okay, Faz Radvar said backstabbing. Oh, stop. It is all still. No, sorry, mate. I've seen it. Someone sent it to me. I've seen it. I'm going to find it, Faz, because it's what you do. We know you, mate. We know you. Not just me and Stel, by the way. Other YouTubers know you. Only idiots would keep Ange for the Liverpool game. If you keep Ange, 100% losing. I haven't. Listen, I've seen the odd report, but nothing crazy. Mate, honestly, Ryan, this is what I mean. One of our players has 7 or 8 good games of the season, and we go, hey, he's better than him. And you're like, well, based on what? Last year, Kulu was crap. Like, what are we doing? Like, it's so mad. The revisionism. The Reptile Keeper said, how many points do you see us getting from our next 10 games? I mean, I'd have to look at all the games. Let's look at the next 3, shall we? Where we've got Newcastle, Arsenal, Everton. Let's look at those 3. And I've said I think we're going to get 3 points. Gary, big up to you, mate. I said I've gone through our match stats this season. And if you look at his substitutions for games, it's baffling. No clear plan, policy at all. It just creates frustration with players. Guys, we're going to end the show in 3 minutes. So please do keep subscribing. We are 8 away from 15.2K. Billy, go away. Stop this. I wasn't one of his biggest offenders. For the record, when Ange came in, I said, I like this. This is a breath of fresh air. Let's see what he can do. I like it. After the first 10, 11 games, I realized this man has no tactical nous. And I was wrong for saying that. What's changed? How bad Spurs are under him, Billy. It's weird. It's like you're not a Spurs fan. You're an Ange fan. It's weird. Johnson over Grealish. What are we doing here? Brennan Johnson over Jack Grealish. I've no idea what we're doing. I've no idea. Stop the world. I want to get off. We've gone mad. God, Johnson over Grealish. Agreed, Simon. Agreed. I mean, yeah, agreed. But it makes me laugh. Our fans are so desperate to hang on to the Kulu's better than everyone else in the league. All right, cool. Exactly. Let's all plus let's all. Oh God, I just can't. Billy has said I checked out of Spurs when Andrew was appointed. See, I wasn't that bad. I checked out after him playing with 9 men and playing a high line on the halfway line against Chelsea. That was the day I realised how crap he was as a manager. Yeah, look, lots of people are trolling at this point. It's absolutely mad. Yeah, it is. Honestly, listen, God, I have gone over time. I'm only going to do an hour and a half. Guys and girls, I'll be back for a fan calling show at 4 p.m. So 4 hours and 15 minutes. Please smash the like button. You tight people. We are 8 away from 15.2K. And then after me, Stel will be live at 6 p.m. with the Tottenham away crew. So Me at 4. Stel is live at 6. Take care, everyone. I'll see you later. And I can't believe some of the things I've just read about our players you'd want over Grealish. Hey, it's absolutely mad. Take care, everyone. Hey, see you later. Ange out, Levy out, and come on, you Spurs.